Well, sometimes desert canyons are not as devoid of life as they seem. There is life, there are things to be found, there's water even down in the canyons. In fact, water is often easy to find down in the bottom of canyons, but it's not often real good water, not often real safe water. You can drink it, but you need to boil it or filter it or do something to purify it, because even though this is not terrible, it's also not great. But if you look, if you watch, if you pay attention, you find places where water can be had. Even down under the canyons, the high canyon walls, the water makes it through. And you find little springs where the water seeps through and turns out to be pretty nice. And if you're lucky, you come across one that's flowing fairly good, like this little guy. There's a spring up here that's been developed just a little ways down the river from here, down the creek bed, if you want to call it that, that they've used for a long time, but it seems like it doesn't have much water going into it now. But we got lucky. But we didn't get lucky. We had a couple of the gals on the trip that found this little guy here, and we dug it out and cut a couple of roots out of the way and placed a leaf in just the right spot so that it makes a pour spout. And now we got good drinking water, and it does taste good. Now we'll probably filter it out and do some stuff with it as well, just to be on the safe side. But you can see what looks like a fairly unlikely place for water turned out to be a pretty good place. And that little guy right there, no more than it runs, is putting out a few gallons per hour. At least a few gallons per hour. And that's going to be enough to give us good drinking water. I'm going to fill my canteen. We filled a couple of 2-gallon buckets. And that'll make it a lot easier to do everything else we want to do. Anyway, just thought y'all would get a kick out of that. Pretty good stuff. Pretty good stuff. There we go. Cheers, y'all.